In this video, I want to talk about a very disturbing trend in PMP, or people studying for the PMP. I'm Andrew Ramdiel. I am the author of this book, PMP Exam Prep Simplified. I'm also the best-selling Udemy instructor for PMP and also live classes. Let's get into this. So many of you that are watching my channel, watching my videos, already know I do a lot of stuff for PMP. I've helped over 100,000 people pass their PMP exam with my books, videos, and so on. And if you have taken my courses, you already know that I don't advocate for what I'm about to tell you. So the disturbing trend that I've seen over the last few months is people doing very minimal study to pass their exam. So I've gotten comments on LinkedIn. I've seen posts on it, on different forums and message boards, private emails from our own live students. And people are celebrating because, oh, I studied for a week. I studied for 2 weeks. Some maximum was like 3 weeks. This is not something that I advocate for. This is not something that I promote. It's a common question I get, such as, Andrew, how long should it take to study for my PMP? And I'm going to tell you in this video, I'm going to clear this up. Now, if you have my course already, you know I tell you the answer is 60 to 100 hours. But I don't recommend doing it in 1 week or 2 weeks and just finishing it. Okay, and I'll tell you why in this video. So it's going to be a little bit long. I'm trying to keep it as short as possible. So let's get into this. When studying for your PMP exam, I tell you guys in my course, it should take 60 to 100 hours. Now, if you do a 35-hour class, like if you do my e-learning class or my live class, that's only 35 hours. You still need 25 to 65 hours more. You say, well, what are you studying more? Well, you got to revise your notes. You got to review your processes. You got to review your tools. You got to review all your agile concepts, terms, and then process itself. Your hybrid terminology, your formulas. There's a lot of things. You got to do your mock exams and your practice exams, right? Got to do a few of those. If you have the simulator, when you don't do good on a question, you got to review it. This takes time. For some of us that are very quick and we learn quick, it may take 25 hours. For some of us, like me, that's a little bit slow, may take 65 hours. That's how I get the range of when you're studying for your exam, it should take anywhere between 60 to 100 hours. Now, the question is, how do you break this up? So some people say, oh, Andrew, I'm going to study 8 hours a day for 6 days, 48 hours. I'll be done in 2 weeks. Considering taking 1 day off. That's not realistic studying, guys. Studying for 8 hours a day and passing your exam in 2 weeks means that you're going to forget a whole bunch of stuff. It's never going to sink in. You may pass your exam because a lot of these people that I see that send me these comments, and you'll probably see you on forums yourself, pass. They actually pass. And I'm going to say why I don't recommend this. Because I think they're studying wrong. Even though they're passing, you're going to see what. So 60 to 100 hours. Here's what I recommend you do. Study for a few hours every night. Take some days off. Spend some time with your family. Studying for the PMP should not consume your life. People that study for their PMP are working adults. Most of us. We have lives. I have a business. I have 3 businesses to run. I have 2 kids and a dog. Wife. I have a family obligation. And so do you, right? Don't you have obligations that you got to meet? Don't you have children maybe you got to take care of? A job that's demanding? Please don't lose that. So what happens? You're not going to be able to study every single night, multiple hours a night or morning. Remember, I advocate, if you watch some of my earlier videos, I advocate study in the morning, not the night. So what happens is you may put in 2 hours here, 3 hours. You may only study for 20 hours a week. Maybe do some extra hours on Saturday. Take a day off when studying. Release your mind. PMP is not to be rushed. And I'll tell you why in a minute. This is how you should be studying. Most people that studies well understands the material, not memorize it. Memorization ain't going to help you on this test. Study well, understand your material. Understanding why that is like that. This would probably take you, if you do 20 hours a week, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, most people I see that does well on their exam, that learns the material well, 3 weeks, shouldn't take more than 8 weeks to study, and you're done. Now, this is what I advocate for. I don't advocate to push the time. Here's why. So when you're studying, there's two things you want to get out of it. Number one, you want to get out the materials needed to pass your test. Yes, I know you could study in a week or two and do that, but that's not the whole idea here. Number two, you want to understand your material. Don't understand it just to pass your test. I don't want to say this out loud, but technically, if you memorize the mindset, you'll probably all pass. More than likely. So a lot of people say, oh, Andrew, I do your practice question mindset and I pass. Don't do that. I am telling you not to do that. Don't buy my simulator and my course or my book, memorize the mindset, understand it, take simulator, pass the test. That's not what I want you to do. I want you to actually learn it, to apply it. I want you to become a better project manager, not just someone that is certified. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever met someone that has a lot of credentials that don't know anything? You ever met someone? Oh, I have a master's degree, but I don't know how to paint a wall. You ever met someone at your job that you know right now that is certified, has a bunch of credentials, and don't know nothing? In other words, they're paper people. They got credentials, but they got no skills. You want to be like that? Okay, if that's your objective, then just run through the material, memorize your mindset, do a bunch of practice questions, and take a test and you'll pass. You'll be done in 2 weeks. And you'll be a paper certified. So when you go and you go to the job interview, you'll get the interview because that's what certifications do. They get you interviews. Then you can't answer any of the questions. You can't say why you're better. You don't know any different than you knew before. In other words, you learned nothing from the certification. You learned nothing from the study process. Please, guys, understand what I'm telling you here. What you learn in my course or anybody's PMP course, doesn't have to be mine. Any of the top selling good PMP courses that are out there, what you learn, we didn't create. I didn't create that. The content creators of those courses, we didn't create this. We took it from the best practices, such as the PMP Guide, 6, 7, Agile Practice Guide, the Scrum Guide. We didn't make this up. I didn't make up any of the content that is in my course. It came from best practices. What does that mean? Well, when it comes from a best practice, what that means is that it's industry recognized things to do. So if you just go and you memorize a bunch of stuff and you pass your PMP exam in 2 weeks, you never understood it. You don't know how to apply it. You're certified, and all the knowledge you gained from it, because you did it so fast, you forgot it. You're not applying it. You never thought about it. It wasn't slowly observed. It was observed so quick that you lost it. I don't want you to be like that. Please, when you are certified, be able to be a better project manager. Be able to apply that knowledge that you learned. Be able to actually get better at your job, because that's the whole point of certification. So, to summarize this video that is going a little too long now, the trend was people are studying too fast. The majority of them are still passing, oddly enough. Some are failing. Don't do this. I don't want you to study fast. I want you to slow your studies down. I want you to learn the material to pass your exam. And I want you to learn the material in a way that you can actually apply it and be better at your job. So when you get into your new job, when you get at your current job, you can be better. You can ask for a raise. Oh, because I'm a better project manager. Why? Because I'm certified. When you're certified, when somebody says, hey, I'm certified, what does that mean? Well, that means that I could do this job better than an uncertified person. So when you say you're PMP certified, I think you're better than Bob and Mary over there who are not. Hopefully that's true. Please, guys, don't speed me up. Don't rush the class. Don't put me on 1.5x. Don't make me sound like this, because if I talk too fast, you'll never hear me. Don't do that. I've seen this a lot. I've seen this in a lot of forums. It's another thing I wanted to bring up. I know I'm going over time here. I've seen this in a lot of forums. People say, oh, I sped him up 1.5x. I finished the class quick. But maybe you didn't learn anything, right? What's that about? Don't do that. Listen to me as I talk. I'm not giving you information that I made up. I'm not giving you information that I decided, oh, this sounds good. Let me just put it on the slide here and talk about it. No, it's best practices. You're in a field of project management, are you? Are you not? Then you want to get better, right? You want to hear what I have to say. I didn't make it up, right? I'm presenting it to you in a way that will hopefully keep you awake. It's not the most fascinating topic. Let me stop right here. I think you get the point of what I'm trying to say. Okay, I think all of you guys understand because I could go on and on about this. It's just really upsetting. But to end this video, what prompted me to do this was a guy sent me a LinkedIn message. He just did a 35-hour class 6-7 years ago or something. Watched the mindset, did the simulator, and he passed. And he sent me this, and I said to myself, "Sure, you passed, but did you learn anything?" Congratulations to a guy like that. But that's not the people we need in our industry. We want people that actually know something, because when you say you're certified, it means you actually know how to do your job, because the whole idea of getting a certification is to get better at what we do and hopefully make more money.